everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I've been meaning to do it for a while. We are going to be talking about the Bridge Kingdom Duology by Danielle Jensen. I read the first, well, obviously there's the duology, so the two books last month, and I really liked them. I'm firstly going to say that if you like A Court of Thorns and Roses and From Blood and Ash, you would probably like this series. I'm not going to say that it's better than either one of them because I don't think it is. It's probably my least favorite of the three, but I really did like it, and I'll tell you my rating at the end. So I read this duology on my Kindle. I first saw or even heard about the Bridge Kingdom on a TikTok. Someone had said something about it and how it was a deal on Amazon. It was like $2, and so I was like, okay. And they kind of described it, and I was like, it sounds kind of nice. So I went to Amazon and I bought it. And I was like, I'll read it whenever I get to it. Then when I did my Bookopoly for April, I landed on a most recent purchased space, which was the Bridge Kingdom. So I ended up reading it, and I'm super happy that I did. I really enjoyed it. So a quick little rundown of what the Bridge Kingdom is. It is about this warrior princess. She was raised with her 20 siblings or something like that. Her father is the king. He obviously has many wives, and he has raised those daughters since they were 5 years old. They are now 20, and basically was training them to take down the king of another kingdom. So about 15 years ago, right when he took them in to start training, the kingdoms made a treaty, and that treaty said that one of his daughters would be married to the future king of Ithicana, which is his enemy kingdom, sort of. There's this thing called the bridge, which kind of is a way to transport goods and export goods. And so the king of Ithicana is kind of the person in charge of the bridge, even though all the surrounding kingdoms would want it. So it is a forced marriage, but it is an enemies to lovers trope, so you can kind of guess what will happen. However, the daughter was trained to be a warrior, like I said. So she is an assassin, she is a spy, she is kind of like a seductress because, they want the marriage to look real so that she can take it down from the inside. For her whole life, her and her sisters were taught that the Ithicanians were savages, they were feral, they killed people for sport, and that she needed to be the one to bring the kingdom to its knees. So she is kind of caught between which kingdom she wants to save and which one she wants to destroy. It's a great duology. The second one leads you instantly wanting the second book because some big stuff happens naturally. Of course it does. And so you just, you want that next book really bad. I really liked it. I liked the main character. She did irk me at times because there were thoughts that she would think and her actions would be the opposite. And I know she was kind of brainwashed from a young age, but it still kind of just made me be seriously, come on, get it together. The main character's name is Lara, and the kingdom, the king of the other kingdom, his name is Aren, and I love this book because you get both of their points of views. I think for the first book, it's mostly Lara's point of view for the first few chapters, and then it kind of alternates between them, which I love because I love getting both sides of the story. I just love multiple POVs, and it's super good. So I liked it for that. One thing I didn't like is Ithicana is kind of like a jungle, so there are a lot of mentions of snakes. They make them check their beds every night before they go to sleep to make sure no snake is sleeping in it. And there is this kind of island off to the side where there are these massive snakes, and they would do this challenge where they would run and try to get to the pier, but the snakes would follow. Oh, it's terrifying. I have a phobia of snakes, so I didn't, not for me. There are a lot of sharks too. So basically Ithicana is an island, and it's just surrounded by water. So they're always traveling on the water. There are, I don't remember what they referred to them as, but certain types of tides coming in. I think they call them war tides, which is when it's the calmest, so then other ships can come and kind of attack. There was a lot of fighting. Well, not a whole lot, but there was some. There weren't a whole lot of characters that I liked who weren't the main characters until the second book. Some of the characters, they just, I mean, I get it. Trust is a huge thing in this book. Trust and lies and manipulations and betrayals. Like those are the themes of this book. So that is the Bridge Kingdom. And I gave it 5 stars because the ending of it, I was like, that's a good cliffhanger. That's good. And so I gave it 5 stars. I really, really liked it. And I was actually, because I liked the first one so much, I was actually really nervous for the next one because I was like, there's no way it can live up to it or make amends for what's happening or anything like that. I was like, dang, it's probably not going to be as good. And I was wrong. I might like the second one more than the first one. I think I do like the second one more than the first one. And so obviously I gave it 5 stars because it did it justice. For the longest time in the second book, I didn't know where the ending was gonna go. So I wasn't really sure I wasn't sure how it was gonna be resolved because the way the book was leading up to it, it sounded like it was gonna be one way. And I didn't know what was gonna happen. Which was kind of nice, but also it was very stressful because I wanted something to happen. And we get a lot of new characters in the second book, which was a really good addition. However, the things that I don't like, the main thing I don't like about the first book is how long the kind of beginning is. It seems to kind of drag on for a little bit, and I can't say why because that'll give away a lot. But it just kind of seemed to drag on, and I wish it could have gone, like, I think they could have cut out quite a bit. And so I feel like it kind of dragged on. And then, interestingly, I'm feeling like this book did kind of drag on a little bit, but I liked it for some reason. The kind of middle part dragged on a lot too. But I don't know. I stand by saying that I liked the second one better than the first one. They are so good though. I don't know. The first one had more action and more, I don't know if I can, yeah, I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job at this. I don't do reviews often, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know what else to say that won't give anything away. I recommend this book if you like enemies to lovers and fantasy and like forced marriages and stuff like that. This series was really, really good, this duology. I think there are more books coming out like in the same world, but I don't think it's the same characters or anything, so I'm not 100% sure about that. I will say it's not as good as From Blood and Ash or A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it's not quite as spicy. There are some spicy scenes, of course, but not a whole lot. Let me know if you've read this. I feel like it's a duology that's been kind of slept on and not talked about very often. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about it on BookTube. I've seen it on Book Talk a couple of times, but I also don't think I've seen it on Bookstagram. Let me know if you would read this, if it's something you would like. I definitely enjoyed it, but again, I'm easy to please, and I love enemies to lovers, so. But that's all I have for you guys today, and so I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!